Hello. So, we're gonna just breeze right through this. I've been putting it off for way too long. Something worth noting, I have accidentally ran into this mission twice. So, I ended up accidentally activating the mission. Basically, first scene, I think. I think it was only the first scene. I don't think it was two scenes. Anyway, I have the first scene I believe was we run into Navia sitting down, and she's like, "We should go see my friend Escoffier," and it's like, okay, and I was like, okay, I guess we didn't really miss much. And then I was getting in position for this stream, and even though the icon for where it is on the map is like far away from a teleport point, I teleported right into the cutscene. I thought they got rid of this crap, but whatever, sure. Anyway, so we're gonna just start right in the middle of the cutscene. Oh yeah, that's right. And we can start the desktop audio now. There we go. There we go. Hmm. Okay, there we go. Yeah, for some reason
So,
she's down here.
who's this Escoffier anyway?
Oh, also worth noting, it has just been confirmed that Paimon's voice actress will be removed, changing, however you want to view it. Paimon's fine right now, but I was never a supporter necessarily. I wasn't like against Paimon's voice actress. I wasn't against her performance. I kind of feel like a lot of it is just a matter of like, well, obviously preference. But like she Paimon's a mascot, floating, girly, fairy character. It makes sense that she'd be so high pitched. I would be perfectly fine if she ended up having a much more mellow voice in the future. Hey, traveler, this is how we should be going to find the next mission. Like, literally, that softness. How about softness? Not, hey, traveler. More like, hey, traveler. I don't know. That just came to mind because there are so many times when it feels like Paimon is the highest register character. I think in every scene, honestly. Like who the heck is at a higher register than Paimon? I have no idea. But we don't know when we're going to be getting the new lines. It could be in the next update, but I don't know. They could have already recorded the lines, so we'll see.
Well, for starters, she
Oh, there
used
she
to be
is.
the head chef at the Hotel de Boer, before Savannah.
Oh, also, the reason was supposedly due to delayed payments, which makes it sound as if Hoyoverse or whoever pays the actors just like delayed the payment, and then, oh, your contract says if you delay payments, then we're out of, then we won't continue to be a voice actor for this game. And it's like, okay, this sounds more like they took advantage of a contract loophole to so that the voice actor agency would fire Hoyoverse. That's what it feels like to me, at least.
She recreated the legendary Gâteau de Boer and restored the restaurant back to its former glory.
Now, if Navia's voice actress changed, oh my gosh, one of the best performances ever. I don't want to go into it. I don't want to think about it.
Safe to say, she's the most renowned head chef in the Hotel de Boer's history. After the culinary genius Modeste himself.
But that does remind me that we are getting new Navia dialogue this moment. So I guess her voice actress is available now. I thought I heard that something about how the Voice Actors Guild was more or less done and failed, I believe. I could be wrong, but it's even more confusing. You can look into it if you really care, but I think technically Hoyoverse wasn't even involved in the whole discussion. It was like they were like associated with voice actors, so the voice actors also targeted Hoyoverse or something like that. Probably because the Hoyoverse uses so many voice actors and actresses. But yeah, we'll see. I would say if we get any Natland characters, I think all the Natland characters were not voicing. So if any of them speak, I believe that means that everyone's back.
Gâteau de Boer. That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few slices a day, right? Wow. Why the heck would she let Savannah take her place?
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Boer was reported for a safety incident. Someone claims that the kitchen was adding an illegal substance to their menu. But none of the chefs had any idea how it could have gotten into the food. In the end, Escoffier decided that as head chef, she should take responsibility. And she was sent to the Fortress of Meripede.
That's
The
hilarious.
Fortress of Meripede?
For like a day. Oh, don't be dramatic. It was probably just formality. I mean, even if it's formality, like, what's the minimum amount of days you'd have to stay in there? I feel like it'd be for at least a month. We got sent there just for eating someone else's cake.
Well, you're right. The quantity of the substance they found was fairly minimal. Even the guards believed the whole thing was probably just an accident.
Well, and what was
Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for
ingredient?
long, but still, by the time she returned, the role of head chef had already passed to Savannah.
Also suspicious, but whatever.
So that's what happened. Paimon still thinks it's really unfair.
Immediately sounds like Savannah did
Even
it.
though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, she's still well respected by the staff. So, I'm guessing what Monica wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and negotiate with Savannah on the staff's behalf.
Oh, that's right. We saw Savannah.
Oh, Paimon gets
Wait.
it. Monica wants Escoffier to come back and kick Savannah out.
That's right. We did see an extra scene at the very beginning, I think. Or I don't know. I'm getting a little mixed up. But basically, this Savannah person was yelling at, I think it was Monica, I think, for doing something wrong. But it was like it was overblown, basically. Like they shouldn't have been yelling at them like that. I believe that's what it was. So yeah, there was that extra part. I mean, the whole scene was like less than 5 minutes. So. Anyway, and we saw the whole thing happen in front of us.
It's simple. If the new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the solution is just get the old one back.
Well, about that.
She likes her new job.
Thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove.
Child.
You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom. What do you say, Hilaire?
I'm sorry, Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
Is this supposed to be a child? Because they sound
As
like an
you
adult.
can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
How has the Hotel de Boer made it this far? I'm at a loss for words.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out. Don't be fooled by the aroma when the water first starts to boil. Got it?
Yes, Chef.
Then go back and do it again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
Yes, Chef.
I thought her voice was supposed to be a little softer, though, from the event, I thought. We'll see. Maybe it was because she was yelling.
Excuse us,
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here to eat.
Then get out.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up while we wait.
It's weird that I always think of Navia having hair as golden as Escoffier's, but actually, yeah, Navia's is like a muted yellow, kind of. I've been noticing that every time I've seen her in like fan art
Looks
and
like the
stuff.
rush hour is finally over. Is it always this busy here?
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Navia is the only one with that hair color. I feel. Again, it's such a weirdly specific color. She didn't want to go back to hotel.
Well, in her words, the Hotel de Boer doesn't need her anymore. It doesn't look like she's got any plans to go back.
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them going to waste. Oh, and tell Fiamma to get well soon, so you're not running yourself ragged every single shift.
Firmo. That's the second time we've heard that name.
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. And with Mom stuck at home taking care of Dad...
Okay, so I guess that's the person that that the chef was yelling at. It wasn't Monica.
He decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Get it? She has a heart of gold.
Hey, I heard that, Navia! I've told you before, no one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't serve his failed dishes, so he might as well take them home.
Yeah, failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
So, you two must be the world-famous traveler and her companion, Paimon, yes? Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip the introduction then. We're here to talk about Savannah.
I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navia's come to pester me about it. But I don't work for the Hotel de Boer anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right to interfere with that business. Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
What?
Well, she was a much gentler person back then. A little timid even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
So she's just mimicking you because she's not sure how else to be a head chef, maybe?
That's hard to believe.
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either. Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her job wrong without coming across like a huge hypocrite. Fiamma and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Escoffier. Look at this note we got from Monica.
She mentioned me.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you. As for the others, well, how can you know what they think unless you ask them?
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation. All we're trying to do is get the other chefs to open up to us.
Oh, Monica. Oh, Monica. I can't believe her! Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly. Look at all that on the wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe. Unbelievable! I won't stand for this. She has to learn. Come on, we're going.
Wait, so now she's,
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her waiting.
I wonder where we're even gonna go in this mission. Like, feels like it's just okay, go talk to them. Okay, we solved the situation. Mission over. I guess we'll see. See, like, if this was practically the distance of how I activated that last cutscene. Though to be fair, at least this one's indoors.
Wait, she looks like... Is that a Escoffier?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh gosh. I like how we're just like following Escoffier.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think I would have noticed.
But, please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna... Okay, I know. I'll kneel before you.
What the heck?
I feel like I know Renaud. That sounds like a very familiar name.
Get up, Monica! Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward?
Escoffier?
If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right. You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry for you.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go back into the kitchen, I can't do the dish over.
That's some backwards logic. How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what Fermat had to put up with, then no wonder he had a breakdown.
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared out of nowhere and started apologizing. Gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here. I gotta say, you're all looking a little worse for wear these days.
I mean, Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive, so you knew what you did wrong and how to improve, and we all knew that it came from a good place. Chef Escoffier was hard on us because she truly wanted us to reach her level. But these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up, get your head in the game, or just do it again. And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started working again in the Fleuve Cendre.
Monica, you don't need to call me chef. I'm not the boss here anymore.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own, what happened back then, that wasn't on you, and all of us know that. That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every step of the way. With so many moving parts, there's no way of knowing how that Lumiline ended up in the food we served.
Lumiline? What's that?
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the Lumitoile. Apparently it sharpens the senses, so they used it to treat people with impaired responses to stimuli.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things pretty addictive.
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects, and even lead to nerve damage. So it quickly ended up on the guard's list of controlled substances.
That almost sounds like Savannah might also have been using it and eating it. Maybe, we'll see.
Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made it to the market by the time the guards banned it from the restaurant industry.
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake. But you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a place where tensions are constantly running high. Because everyone's suspicious of each other all the time. And now look at you. A fry chef in the Fleuve Cendre.
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern is no Hotel de Boer, but come on. It's not that bad, is it?
Oh, the Fleuve Cendre, you say? Great. That's where I'm dining from now on.
I'm getting the heck out of this place.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. We just have to let bygones be bygones. Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was. Ultimately, the responsibility lay with me.
That's not true.
If only Savannah was half the boss you were.
I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef?
Yes, you're screaming in public.
No, chef.
So, you do remember who's Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back here?
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this? When I turned this place over to you,
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job. You're not the boss here anymore, so stop acting like you own the place.
Whoa. Sounds like someone has a chip on her shoulder.
I mean, technically, she's just acting exactly like Escoffier.
Oh, Savannah! My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills, or are you still using the Pluie Lotus as an off-brand marcotte, thinking no one can tell the difference?
That's none of your business!
What happened to not storming in and raising hell?
Ho ho! I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon as Escoffier returned.
Yo, time for a crazy French accent.
Huh? Fan Asian?
Aye, miladies. Might I make a humble suggestion? Given that we have ourselves a tete-a-tete between chefs at the Hôtel de Bord, I dare say it would be de rigueur to settle this the traditional way.
I'm gonna cook off. I'm trying to think, like, has there been anybody who had a French accent in all of Fontaine? I guess technically Nouvellette. I don't know how you're supposed to say that correctly. I suppose he actually has a French accent, but it's like an elegant French accent, whereas this guy's like, bonjour. The most cartoony accent imaginable.
The traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
That's right! I'm talking, of course, about the tradition established by Modeste himself. The cooking contest!
According to legend, the founders of
Legend?
Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's menu to disagreements over the strategic direction of the restaurant. The cooking contest would decide who had the final say.
Huh. Sounds like they had a lot of free time on their hands.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. But in fact, the cooking contest played an enormous role in motivating chefs to hone their skills, reaching new heights of excellence in the culinary arts. And indeed, the reintroduction of this institution in recent years has surely been instrumental in transforming the Hôtel de Bord into the top-ranking restaurant in Fontaine.
Reintroduction? Someone brought it back? Who?
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you of all people won't back down from this challenge. It was you who put the rule in place, after all.
Sure, I reinstated it, but I'm not a chef at Hotel de Boer anymore. Isn't this bending the rules a little?
I see no issue as long as both sides agree to the terms. We could simply treat it as an exhibition of sorts. Savannah, any objections?
Exhibition. Huh. No. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line. If I lose, it's up to you what happens to me.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Board to me.
Codex? I assume this is the a recipe book, but Codex, really?
What? The Codex de Boer?
Okay.
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secret recipes, including Gâteau de Boer.
I'm already assuming this book is empty, and you're just supposed to recreate it in whatever method you want, and that's the magic. Because you're so such a good chef, basically, that your reputation should precede you. I'm just guessing. This is just a guess.
It's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world, and only the present and former head chefs of the Hotel de Boer have the right to read it.
Present and former. Wait, but that already includes Savannah, though.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy, don't you?
Don't take me for a fool. You know perfectly well what I mean.
It was empty.
I want your copy. The original version. The one you took with you when you left us.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. You know, there's no difference between the original and the copy, right? They contain the exact same recipes.
Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. So actually, maybe it's just basic stuff, and then they're supposed to add a flourish to make it their own.
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me? Or are you scared of me getting my hands on the original codex?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift to thank Escoffier for her years of service. Asking for it back feels a little,
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue, as long as both sides agree to the terms. Those were your words, weren't they? And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the codex. Well, Escoffier, you against me. Are you in or out?
Wait, that's even weirder then. Because if she's claiming that Escoffier has a better version of the recipe, then shouldn't that mean that she's going to lose immediately? Like, wait, what?
You sound surprisingly confident. All right then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is how to chew people's heads off.
Believe me, I'll show you.
Literally looks like she's going to pull out a gun and shoot her.
Are you sure this is a good idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
Okay. Prep ingredients. Grab ingredients. Still doesn't seem like it should take that long, though. So yeah, I teleported right here. And then it teleported me all the way to the restaurant. Or no, that's right. We were actually talking right here. And then we walked all the way over here. But I'm pretty sure it still wasn't in the circle that the map was showing at the time.
Skyward! Scatter!
So, this whole bake-off thing kind of came out of nowhere. Was it really sensible to just go along with it?
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Huh? Holding back? Sure didn't sound that way to Paimon.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned. I've been nothing but truthful with you about the disgraceful amount of sugar you use.
Okay, that's one case where you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
Also kind of crazy considering the fact that, like, macarons are supposed to be sweet. Oh. I was just wondering. Something popped up. I was like, wait, is that going to pop up? I guess not. What's this codex about?
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary of Modest's adventures. Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. Their creations had an enormous influence on the course of Fontaine cuisine, turning it into a much more vibrant and diverse scene. For instance, legend has it that the original Gâteau de Bourg was made using a special secret ingredient that Modeste discovered on one of his adventures. So rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But everyone who tried it claimed that it was one of the most blissful and invigorating things they had ever tasted. Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hôtel de Bourg, which catapulted them to stardom in Fontaine's culinary world. Especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius, and over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex de Bourg.
Well, but why Modeste more so? Like, shouldn't they have been, like, equals? If they both were on the adventure?
Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hôtel de Bourg took its rightful place as the finest restaurant in the land, serving those recipes for centuries to come. Something like that?
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving art form.
Yeah, that
How
part.
could any restaurant survive if they only served food that was popular last century?
Well, that's a little silly, though, to say, considering the fact that if you actually did that in the United States, people would be shocked at how good the food is. Because, like, people forget what the old recipes are. And so you can theoretically say that, well, the new stuff is better. Or, you know, improved on the previous recipes. But it depends. I mean, depends on the quality of ingredients. Depends on methods. Like, you know, who knows? Maybe old methods were bad enough that they could be improved. But then with new methods, you know, like, oh, if you actually did the recipe from 200 years ago, but used modern appliances, it actually is better than modern recipes because they were working with the ingredients they had, they were working with the machinery they had. But
Anyway, never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise to fame. Then, Modeste passed away while he was still in his prime. And that was it. The end of the Hôtel de Bourg's heyday.
Where'd Savelli
It
go?
fell into decline, and for most of its history, it was just a nondescript place with a couple of cheap tables. It's only in recent decades that it started recovering. Even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of management.
Oh,
before we
relocations?
finally ended up with Vanigem and the restaurant we have today.
Well, if you relocated, it's not the same restaurant even vaguely. It's not the same location. It's not the same people. The best you can say is, well, at least the recipes are technically the same. But even Escoffier is saying, like, oh, well, we're not using the same recipes, though. We're updating them. And it's like, well, then you're not even using the same recipes. Like, at this point, you are the new legend, you know? You are factually superior to those old guys, right? Because at least you're claiming that your recipes are better than theirs. So, yeah. Now, to be fair, you are, like, on their shoulders. So, there's that part.
Oh! So the Codex really isn't all that, then. Paimon figured it was like one of those mystical books they have in Liyue's martial arts novels, where the main character learns all their secret powers from.
Yes, well, that's fiction, and this is reality. You can't meet the tastes of modern diners by following some ancient recipes from a dusty old book.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Bourg they sell now is actually Escoffier's reimagination.
Yeah, we already know that.
Really? Why the—
It did, but like I said, it's the dusty old book now, and the records aren't as legible as they once were. Not to mention that there's no way of finding the secret ingredient Modeste wrote about.
Oh?
So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical records and took what I could from the codex. But ultimately, the Gâteau de Bois of today is my own recipe. As for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day,
Oh
well, you've got Venegem's business sense to thank for that.
my gosh. Wow, this is the biggest sham I've ever heard of. Like, so you're not even making the same actual food, even. Not even like, well, we can't actually follow the recipe, so we're just substituting stuff significantly. Like, okay.
Oh. Huh. Well, that kind of takes all the mystique out of it.
Well, it takes the mystique out of it because they are literally charlatans. They are literally just using a legend as marketing, and everything else about their business is just fake. Like, you know, they still have good service and stuff, but it has nothing to do with the history of the hotel or even the history of the recipes, really.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Bois, but it's still the most delicious cake in Fontaine today.
Then call it something else.
And who knows? Maybe Escoffier's version is more suited to your palate.
So she should call it Gâteau Escoffier. Don't call it Gâteau de Bois. Like, oh, it's de Bois because it's made here. It's like, well, in 50 years, maybe the Gâteau de Bois is going to be garbage, or maybe it's going to be better. But who knows? It's associated with this hotel. That's good enough. Like, I don't know about that.
Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're imagining it to be, there's no way the recipe would have been lost to history, right?
No,
Not to
not
mention
true.
that the Hotel de Bois never would have fallen into a slump.
Well, I think the problem was that they couldn't find those ingredients, I guess.
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the codex, including my own improved versions,
Oh.
and turned them over to Savannah.
Oh, so that's even weirder. So technically she did give her, like, the better version even, really.
So why is she so interested in the...
Doesn't trust her.
Could it be a symbolic thing?
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Meanwhile, Savannah only got a copy. Maybe from her point of view, it's like management doesn't truly see her as being worthy of the role.
You think so? The only thing is, it was her suggestion to give me the original in the first place. Well, a joint decision by her and Venegem. But still.
That's weird.
What? Huh. Guess she's had a major change of heart since she became head chef. Yeesh.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just let our Gâteau do the talking. It means besting her in this bake-off, and then getting her to explain herself, even if I have to beat it out of her with a spatula. However much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the outcome of our contest.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for Froment. All you need to do now is win the contest. But that should be a breeze for you.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de Bois is very complicated to make. Usually, it takes 3 chefs working in tandem to cover everything.
Oh, wow. Weird. I wonder why.
Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself. But I'd prefer to play it safe if I can find a couple of assistants in time.
Like, what's that mean exactly? Like, I've never heard of that being necessary. I mean, I suppose it's more like, yeah, okay, it could be time sensitive, to be fair. Though, I mean, then maybe you should, like, try to figure out a way to preserve the ingredients. Or maybe, like, you know, oh, this has to be whipped up and then poured into that at an exact time, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but you could probably, like, refrigerate or freeze it. I don't know.
Well, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans in the kitchen. You just need to pick 2 of us.
Oh, well, not you, Paimon.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook, as well as a warrior. But be warned, I will hold you to exceptionally high standards. Think you're up to the task?
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks perfecting my macarons after your scathing review. Even if it means competing against the Traveler, so be it. I'll show you what I'm made of.
This is throwing me off now because I feel like Navia is stealing the show here. I know she's not doing anything special. It's just that she has so much personality just in how she's talking and just how like she reacts to like minor comments and stuff, just like, excuse me, like what? You know, type of stuff.
Confident. I like it. All right, let's start with some elementary mise en place. Show me your knife skills.
And I mean, Escoffier is fine. It's just, you know, she's just being a normal cook at this point. Normal attack.
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh, Navia. The difference in your case is that
Oh.
Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. I'll be using this cold press to extract flavor compounds from the ingredients.
Flavor compounds?
A kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine Research Institute to make for me. It uses cold temperature extraction to isolate the essence of cooking ingredients. Which, this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, that didn't make sense at all. Tap your elemental skill, accelerate the cold press process. Normal attack to get it working.
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Paimon's never used anything this weird before. Cool. Now, weird.
And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I've processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more concentrated. What next? Do we add all this stuff in?
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors. We have to go slowly and carefully to calibrate the exact flavor we want. I'll demonstrate again. Now, watch closely.
What? Learn at Escoffier's feet and master her precision cooking. Okay. Just match the stuff.
Slowly and carefully. Not a...
Oh. Oh, we want balance. Sorry. It's not good.
That didn't count.
That didn't count. Well, yeah, logically. Is that all? Oh, okay. I thought we actually had to use them all.
And voila! Now it's your turn. Not terrible, considering this was everyone's first time blending flavor extracts, but the Traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this before? You got almost perfect results on your first try. Oh, well, they do say adventurers are multi-talented folks. Now I've seen it firsthand. Alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the Hotel du Bois' current menu. I'll judge your submissions and give you a final score. That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. It'll be good practice for the contest itself. Now get to it. Chop chop!
Wait, what? Okay.
How's it going? Have you picked a dish yet?
Macarons. Wait a second, let me see. Just looking around. Foie gras. Macarons it is. Okay.
Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged goose, as I like to say. Now,
Whatever, okay. I think she's just gonna
Pretty
complain
good,
about it,
right?
maybe?
Not to brag or anything, but Paimon's a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to le food.
Le food. Le food?
6 points.
Out of
What? Oh,
out of 100.
fair enough. Paimon doesn't cook all that often, so as long as it's a pass.
That's 6 out of 100. You say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have far more experience consuming food than creating it. By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Farina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Aww.
Me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macarons has 2 whole tablespoons less sugar than my previous ones.
That does not sound like that much less.
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar. 6 points.
It's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar? What's that mean? Okay, whatever. I mean, 12 tablespoons. I mean, those are really massive. Those macarons are like bigger than burgers. It's freaking crazy. I feel like 12 tablespoons is actually not that bad, but whatever.
Aw.
Yeah, that seems harsh.
Now to the final dish.
Especially since I also made macarons.
So, what do you think?
This is our last hope.
8 points.
Out of 10.
Darn! That's barely higher than what we got.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation.
I think the voice acting wasn't quite keeping up with what was going on there.
I have to give this one 8 points out of 10. Maybe even 9 points.
Yeah.
How did you pull that off?
Practice.
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can tell that you've put many hours of work into honing your skills in the kitchen.
I like how it's just the macarons. But we have to keep it covered because it could be anything.
I can really taste the grace of the snow-winged goose in this dish. The traveler's journey, with all its trials, tribulations, and setbacks. Not to mention the frustrations of having a picky eater for a partner.
I thought she wasn't picky though.
Hey, you made that last part up! No way did you taste that!
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square. I guess you'll be taking the Traveler as one of your assistants then?
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe Paimon and Navia should keep practicing and see how it goes?
Maybe Farina will show up? I mean, Navia should be good enough. It's kind of weird.
Chef Escoffier.
Don't know who this is.
It's Hilaire! What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest. You're doing Gâteau de Bois, right? I was just wondering if you needed any help.
And you think you're up to the task, do you?
This could be an interesting thing where it's like, well, here's this kid who's kind of Escoffier's protege, kinda, he's learning from her, and and my guess is that he's gonna show that he's a better student than than Savannah is, because they were both in the same situation, but like he's learning more than she did or something.
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's
My dad
actually
wants.
my dad who wanted to help.
Okay.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, Traveler, thank you all so. I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to help you win this cooking contest.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't you worry. I'll be fine. I'm feeling much better now. The fact is, I'm a fine chef, despite recent events. I've proven myself in the Hotel de Boer kitchen, so if anyone's qualified to work under Chef Escoffier, it's me.
Firma, have you even set foot in a kitchen since leaving Hotel de Boer?
I have not, but I'm fully rested now. I know I can handle it. I'll prove it. Let me whip something up for you right now.
Okay. Guess we'll see. He's traumatized.
Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
What do you call this, Firma?
I can't seem to grip my knife.
Do it again! Again! Again!
I...
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Dad, what's wrong?
This is like weirdly actually pretty effective. Like I'm really surprised how it's like, yeah, I'm really getting the emotions that they're trying to sell here.
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then will I never be able to work in a kitchen again?
Dad, talk to me. What happened?
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
You didn't need to say that. Everybody else knew.
Monica, when did you get here?
Also, why did it say question mark? I was like confused when she walked up and it was like question mark, and I'm like, I can clearly see it's Monica. I didn't notice you arrive. Guess this is supposed to be like suspicious, maybe?
Probably because you were all concentrating so hard on your cooking. I didn't want to interrupt your flow. But anyway, Firma, I'm so sorry. If only I'd known how serious your situation was, I would have stood up for you sooner.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person who looked out for me.
Oh, come on. All I did was make you some tea. I doubt it was much help. Savannah was so ruthless toward you. I probably should have brought you something stronger.
Okay, maybe them two will take over from Savannah? Maybe, I guess.
She sounds like the worst. All right, another Savannah horror story. Let's hear it.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what we make, she'll find something
she
wrong
always
with
finds something wrong.
It looks like a dog's been at it. In the trash now!
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
She's also wasting a lot of ingredients, I
Every
assume.
time you remake it, you just get another earful from her.
I hope that they mentioned that part. That like, also we just literally throw it in the trash. That's a lot of wasted food.
Either straighten yourself out or get out of my kitchen!
So now, it seems like just picking up a kitchen utensil gives me flashbacks of her.
Oh, man. That must be awful.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't a quitter when you were working for me. And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes. That says to me that you still hadn't lost that determination to prove yourself.
I don't know what's come over
PTSD,
me.
we get
When
it.
I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier, and maybe Savannah was right. Maybe I am just hope.
Dad.
I see. Well, it sounds like there are some deep issues at work here. One, I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage you to approach Savannah and talk this out.
But what if you can't find another assistant in time?
You think being one person short will ruin my chances? Let's not forget, I taught you and her everything you know. Even if I had to go it alone, I would present the perfect gâteau.
Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will still keep practicing, just in case.
And so will I.
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse, we can always get the Spina di Rosula to put out an emergency call for chefs. There's gotta be someone out there, right?
I mean, Monica's here too.
Actually, I thought
Yeah.
maybe I could help.
What?
I guess it'd be like a betrayal, maybe, I guess.
Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then, well, this is the first chance I got.
You do this for us?
All right, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah? Joining the other side seems like a guaranteed way to put your future employment in jeopardy.
I know, but it's all right. I've made up my mind. With the way things are, I can't keep working for Savannah much longer anyway. Unless I want to become the next Fermat.
That's kind of weird to say that right in front of Ferman.
I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm sure she'll...
Well,
Yeah, she's not going to see
Paimon
the error
didn't think we'd be
of her
poaching
ways.
from Savannah's staff to get our third person, but there you go. Anyway, Monica's a professional chef, so nothing could possibly go wrong now.
Great! Then it's settled. And to congratulate you all on making the team, I propose a Spina-sponsored meal to celebrate.
Spina sponsored? Wait, you mean I'm cooking?
Well, I promised the traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre. And I know how much you've been looking forward to it.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
All right, if you insist, then prepare for some of the finest food of your lives.
Yeah, it's weird that she has a tail. I believe this is not a real tail. I think. Because I don't think she's a furry or whatever. Or cat girl or whatever. Escoffier opted for a huge variety of dishes. Thankfully, both of us are skilled enough that even though it was our first time working together, we had a great rapport. Also, it's interesting that only a few... I think it's been less than a year since they started doing these 2D pictures. I'm just looking at the picture. Nothing especially good about this one in particular, but
That's not a bad idea, actually. Wait, hold on. You need...
she dished out plenty of praise and taught me an awful lot too. Time seemed to fly by.
That was a dream come true. Paimon never knew Fontanian cuisine could be this good.
Why, Savannah?
Yeah, you're wondering. We get it.
Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original Codex de Boer. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That...
No, she's
but
just...
I can't find anything.
She can't
It's
make
just
the
some
dishes
hastily
well enough.
scribbled recipes in between diary entries from Modeste's adventuring phase. And most of it's not even legible anymore. The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private tips and notes from years of experience. Surely that's infinitely more useful than this old thing.
I disagree. No, I disagree. I don't think it is pride.
Yeah, maybe. Still, it's just hard for me to imagine that the Savannah I knew would go to all this effort just to make a point.
Were you two friends?
We were. At least I always thought we were. She was a little shy, but meticulous with everything and everyone she dealt with. She made a few mistakes here and there, but she was quick to correct them whenever they were pointed out. And those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Fiamma and the other staff so much grief.
Responsible?
Well, I mean to an extent, of course. I pushed hard for her to get the role. And the idea that she turned out like this because of me is difficult to come to terms with. I wonder if this is how Modeste felt back when he was writing the Codex.
Yeah, did he have a falling out?
Yes, with his good friend and co-founder.
Yeah, we know.
The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Bourg and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But his newfound fame slowly drove him and Savelli apart.
Well, wouldn't it be because Modeste stole credit for this? I would assume that they worked together to create this recipe, right? I guess we'll see. Or it could be that Savelli actually was just like felt inferior. Maybe it could be one or the other.
Unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks at every turn. Doors that would swing wide open for Modeste would shut in Savelli's face.
I thought that they were working together, though. It's not like they were really competitors. I mean, they did everything together, didn't they?
And with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity friends, he had less and less time to discuss the culinary arts with Savelli. People started gossiping about Savelli, and their relationship between the two gradually soured.
Gossiping about what? In what way? So what happened to them?
Everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the prime of his life and still hailed as a genius, suddenly died from an acute illness.
So they were still working together? In that way, it makes me wonder if Savelli tried to kill him, but I'm sure Genshin Impact will say no. They would never try to kill them. They were friends. But everybody suspected that he had killed him or something. In fact, this is kind of reminding me of Mozart and Salieri. Just because Savelli kind of sounds like Salieri. Like, those are the only two names that like sound somewhat like this. Now, of course, Modeste does not sound like Mozart, but close enough. Like, there is a comparison here. Like, they're both just as good as each other, but for some reason, Mozart was way more popular, kind of thing. Something along those lines.
And that was it. They neither had a decisive split, nor got the chance to properly reconcile. Their story just came to an end. One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy, even as the latter was hoping to make amends.
Is it true?
Unlikely. It's a popular theory, but there's no real basis for it. At least there are no records of Savelli ever being convicted of a crime.
But what happened to Savelli after this, though? Just nobody knows?
Still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her open like a nut. You're right about that. Just follow my lead and victory will be ours.
Definitely feels like there's something going on with the voice acting. It's not like this is bad voice acting, but like I can like feel the animations being stronger than the voice acting, which always means that I have to change languages. But I also don't want to switch voices because there's no guarantee that they will be better in a different language. From my experience, they aren't really ever better, at least from what I can tell. I'm just cleaning up some stuff here. Let me check if... yep, there it is. And then... I haven't done these yet. Day, 3-day. Yeah, not all unlocked yet. Yeah, by the way, this is the raid ups or whatever. Let's see, let me see. I don't think there should be anything. Could do like 8 single pulls. Definitely don't want to do a 10 pull. I definitely have to desperately hang on to my Prima Gems. Like, as it is right now, I am going to be pulling for Skirk next update, I think. I'm pretty sure. And possibly maybe even the weapon, depending. But after that, it's risky, because there has been a lot of rumors that there might be some like really super units coming in like August, September, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll do every little bit counts, so yeah, we'll just do 8 single pulls real quick. I'm gonna say that almost looked like a 4-star, but it's like, it shouldn't have been. Nope. By the way, we're trying to get Memi, whatever, the healing girl from Inazuma, the 5-star. Though it is random, to be fair. Like, I think I already did like 50 pulls of this or something in a previous stream a while back, and I don't think I got any 5-star during all of that. Oh, okay. Well, nothing. Figured I might as well try. Let's see, 12, 16. There we go. This little story is pretty. It's quality. Oh, I cut her off. Oh. A little predictable, but then again, I don't know. I mean, it could go in a couple different ways. I mean, earlier, as you heard earlier, like I actually thought they were gonna do some other stuff,
Thank you for
like using the kid as one of the chefs. But for whatever reason, this is advanced work, I guess. Advanced enough that they're not gonna just say, "Oh yeah, you should. Yeah, we can have a kid do this." Like, no, you have to be a professional, I guess.
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking contest.
Wait, seriously? Escoffier in a cooking contest? Now that I've got to see.
I don't get it. Why would anyone in their right mind challenge her to a cooking contest?
Maybe to show that they're better than her. Crazy idea, right? But nobody's better than her.
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hôtel de Bord and to this most exciting of cooking contests.
Savannah, I've brought the original copy of the codex you asked for.
That does not look like Savannah. That's kind of weird. I guess she's just wearing a really different outfit. Oh, okay, no, there she is.
Monica? Huh.
That's weird. Like, so Savannah wasn't in frame when she said that?
In the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in a double-blind format.
Yeah,
Once
I
the
get
dishes
it.
are complete,
Yeah,
they
anonymous,
will
we
be
get
sent
it.
to the back of the kitchen where the labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and reached a final verdict. This is to ensure that no one will know which dish is made by which contestant.
As one of the judges, I promise
Yeah, who
to
is
be
this?
fair and impartial.
Just some critic? Okay, sure.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me. Getting a seat on the judging panel is a pretty sweet deal.
This guy's like, yeah. It's like, wait, why are you? What do you know about food? Didn't you even say that you're not that picky? Like, it's kind of weird.
Both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, Let the Hotel de Bord cooking contest commence!
Okay, layer 1. Use a minimal amount of flavor or something. Oh, it's probably, yeah, I was gonna say, actually, it's probably just what we did before. Balance it out, get it.
Even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right?
Alphonse, Gaspar, get to work! Do not disappoint me!
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like an
Yeah.
oven on full blast,
I thought I was
this
supposed to cut
competition
some
is
ingredients
quickly.
too. Guess we'll see. Well, I mean, I should be able to just... nope, there isn't 4 in here. I think I'm already screwed. Because, yeah. No, I don't have bread. Where's the fruit? There it is. Oh my gosh, it was all the way over here.
That should be enough flavoring. Now
That's
hurry
another-
up and balance the flavors.
There we go. Just guess. Good. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, traveler!
This music's really weird. Hmm. Oh, we just do it again? I mean, technically, actually, we're good already. I guess. Again? Are we balancing flavors again?
The balance of flavors is about right.
Oh.
But the quantity is too low.
Oh. Wait a second. I might be fine.
Alphonse! What are you playing at? Not how I told
Yeah, there we
you
go.
to do it! Stop
I just saw
looking
it.
around and do it!
I think that's it. Just one of each. There we go. Yeah. Ignore the background. I'm surprised that we just did that twice in a row, but alright. I guess.
So, what do you think?
Why are we making such a giant cake? I thought it was like a smaller thing. What happened to this only having like 6 slices or whatever? Also, we didn't even look into the ingredients, which is weird. You'd think the oh my gosh, we're doing it again. You'd think that the ingredients would yeah, well, that should be fine.
Escoffier
You
is
think-
already on the final step of the recipe.
Yes, we can do that. And then that. Or no, maybe not. 2 servings? I mean, we did more than 2 servings, but okay, sure. Whatever. Go get some more red.
I think this flavor profile is still a little bit off.
There it is. At the very least, it's easy enough. I'm assuming this is just well balanced by the developers.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
Why is he standing up like that? Like food. Okay.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg.
Wait, I thought it was double blind. So what, like... wait, oh, okay. Goose on the loose. Okay. Shouldn't we not show this then? Because, like, even if they bring them to the back and then bring them back, like, there's gonna be differences that you can tell, right? Or maybe like you want to be able to tell from the pieces.
We were like a flock of snow-winged geese, completely in sync, working gracefully and elegantly together. Great
So why
work,
does she
team.
why does she keep saying snow-winged geese over and over? Like what? Like I guess it's supposed to be like we're elegant, like snow-winged geese, I guess. We could have said like a swan. Didn't want to say swan, I guess. Maybe Japan doesn't know what swans are. I don't know. Very weird.
Time's up! Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
Like some sort of beautiful white goose. Okay. All right. But yeah, maybe the pieces will be cut to look identical. Maybe.
That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by looking at them.
Yeah, maybe they like edited them a little bit, moved some stuff around, maybe.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason. She wouldn't screw up something as elementary as the cake's appearance.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet. This is a masterclass in how to make gâteau de bois.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10.
Interesting.
Only because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little different from the recipe I'm used to.
Huh? Really? I couldn't tell.
Well, of course not. He just said that there was a 0.1 difference. Like, what? Also, just because it's different doesn't mean it's better.
All right, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite and already this aroma is a delight to the senses.
I feel like something's going to interrupt this. They could do a lot of twists here. Like that easel, that one actually could have been Escoffier's. So it's like they're building up to, oh, the second one's Escoffier's, but it's like actually it's the other way around or something.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
How exciting! I'm gonna dig in. I think maybe someone got a little carried away when they were adding the sugar.
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too. This is all over the place. Who made this?
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess not. Okay.
It appears the decision is unanimous. This gâteau is far below the standard we would expect.
And Paimon thought this might actually
You don't know
be
whose
close.
is whose.
Turns out she can't bake to save her life.
What a stupid thing to say before we actually know whose cake is whose. But you never know. Like, maybe they switched whatever. I guess we'll see. That's the twist, at least for now. And then the twist is that Savannah's gonna win, but then the double twist is we'll see. I mean, something else that she tried to cheat or something. Who knows? Poor teamwork, but half the time just berating her if you say so.
Something's not right here. Savannah may not be perfect, but no way is she this sloppy.
Maybe she did it on purpose because she was planning to make Escoffier look really bad, maybe. That's especially confusing because even if the first piece is Escoffier's, unless they like tampered with Escoffier's in the back, and the second piece is Escoffier's, and they just added more sugar, maybe. I think that's what it is. Because I was just thinking, like, it seems a little weird that they were like, this is 99% what I would expect. But it's like, wait, then doesn't that mean that that first piece is, but that's where like the mix-up is, where it's like, okay, you would think she just moves the tag, but actually no, they just add sugar on top and then it's overly sweet. But then it's weird because like, couldn't you just go to the original cake, taste it, and then you would know, right?
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has won this
the
cooking
reveal.
contest.
What? It's Savannah?
No. That's
Impossible. Escoffier. Are you telling me she did all this to make Escoffier look bad?
You cheated, didn't you? You cheater! What did
Really
you do?
funny that we assume
You
this.
swapped the plates, didn't you?
This now it's a mystery. See.
Well, someone's a sore loser.
Yeah, we'll see.
These cakes went from the oven to the judge's table without me ever laying a finger on them. And everyone here can attest to that. It was Vanejem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're looking to accuse someone, why don't you start with them? Isn't it more likely that Escoffier's lost her edge?
Or maybe Monica sabotaged it,
or
maybe
her
at the last moment.
assistants let the team down.
But no, it seems unlikely.
You take that back!
Judges, we demand a rematch.
Rematch. Yeah, Monica's looking a little weird. Maybe guilty.
That's enough. What's done is done. As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take responsibility for the dish I served.
See?
Whatever
She's
went
pathetic.
wrong and however it happened, I should have spotted it. Savannah, I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off. What happened to your chef's pride?
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you want the Codex de Boer that much, you can have it.
Escoffier, no!
But you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma and compensate him for everything you put him through.
It's a little late to be negotiating terms. The contest is over and
That's
I
true.
won.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? What I'm offering is to accept defeat without looking to expose what you've done.
What I'm offering is to accept your defeat without looking to expose what you've done. Okay. So what she's offering, it's just weird the way she worded it. What she's saying is that if you say, basically, if you say sorry to Furman or whatever, then she'll just accept defeat and won't look into what happened. But since Savannah's not going to do that, then it's like, okay, I'm going to investigate what happened then. And then it's going to be clearly your fault or whatever.
But only
Yeah,
on the
see.
condition that you promise to stop putting so much pressure on your staff.
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to the next. So, will that be all, ex-head chef? Or is there any other unfinished business you'd like to leave in my hands?
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss, just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your advice.
All right, fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. This would be perfectly fine if this was the ending.
Escoffier!
But I don't think it's going to be the ending.
The Codex de Boer! Finally. Now, at long last, I will succeed.
Succeed in what way? You got 9.9, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10. Like, okay.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah! The Codex is a souvenir of your time here! Doesn't that mean anything to you?
It's all right. It was just a bake-off, not the end of the world. I'm already over it. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma. That's mission accomplished for the Spina. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything, I'd have just done that in the first place. I mean, why bother with the whole cooking contest? It's such a waste of time and energy.
No. No! This doesn't make any sense!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it! This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Okay.
Savannah?
I mean, yeah, we already knew this was the reason. You guys were the ones that were being stupid.
It's nothing life-threatening.
Stress, we get it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is,
Yes.
however hard she might be on the rest of us, the person she puts the most pressure on is herself.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. But for her, it's every night. She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and recipes, and only realize how long she's been at it when we come to work the following morning.
Morning? What kind of... What kind of, inflection is that? It doesn't quite sound French.
But why? Why?
She's trying to
would
be
she
the best,
do
that's
that?
why.
Our best guess is she doesn't want to be seen as less of a chef than Escoffier.
And there it is.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger out on the rest of you.
Is that it? And that's where it's weird. It's like, if she just wants to continually improve, then it's like, okay, cool. But then, like, yeah, but then she's, like, complaining about everyone else, too? Like, that's the part where it's like, okay, you didn't need to do that part.
Yeah, and it's definitely no excuse for cheating in the cooking contest.
Huh, about that.
I like how
we
everybody
honestly
knows
have no idea
she
how
cheated.
She did it. We were focused on our own work the whole time, like she asked.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling the cakes. I've already spoken to them both. They're at a loss to explain it too.
Yeah, it couldn't possibly be them being the bad guys, yeah. Leon and Argalia, two people we've never met, are totally trustworthy. No, I'm just kidding. We know it's Monica.
Not to worry. Come on, join me downstairs.
I get it. We already know it's Monica. The camera already showed us. It's fine. We're gonna just speed through this real quick.
How is it?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat wet cement than this.
Is it really that bad? I made sure to taste test it before it was served.
Really? At what point did that happen then?
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates. The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base, which means someone tampered with it while it was being made. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
I like how we look at Monica immediately. It was you.
I'm sorry. I was forced into it.
I like how she didn't even consider that it was me at all, not even for a second. Like, oh, okay.
It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
She would what? Please tell me that she would kill your family over this, please.
Calm down, Monica. I've
lame.
already accepted defeat. And if I wanted retribution, I would have brought this up when the results were announced. Whatever's going on with you, just spill the beans. There's no need to hide it.
I was the one who caused the food safety incident that one time.
That one time? You mean in that big incident? I'm surprised it was her then.
Food safety?
Yeah, we know.
Wait, you mean the
Yeah, you
luminine?
contaminated.
I think so.
Oh,
Savannah
I
and
see.
I were on procurement that day.
Uh-huh.
I didn't check
She's taking
everything
the
as well
fall.
as I should have, and so I let contaminated ingredients make it into the kitchen.
No, what happened was that you were guilt-tripped into believing this, and Savannah did it on purpose.
But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, and I didn't know it would end up with Escoffier going to jail. But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to blackmail me with...
This is
Almost like it was all
so Savannah
planned.
pressured you into sabotaging Escoffier's cake by threatening to expose your secret if you didn't?
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. The thought of Chef Escoffier finding out that I put her in jail, it made me freeze up with fear. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? All this fuss over a little slip-up?
Huh?
Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, and now I'm out. And secondly, I had my own reasons for leaving the Hotel de Boer. This wasn't the only factor. So, you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that. Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing foie gras.
You mean... you forgive me?
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility for your mistakes. You should tell Vanagem to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminated ingredients came from. Sure, you've made mistakes, but now's the time to fix them. Understood?
I don't know what that means. Tell Venegam to mark down your performance? What's that mean? Do some digging, which I don't think you can really do. I guess you can just say, this is where we got the ingredients, and that's it.
Understood.
Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex would compel her to resort to blackmail?
Because all the recipes she made were not better than yours. That's it. Every time she would ever make something, they were like, oh, it's very good. Not as good as before, though. And, every single time.
I have my suspicions. Not that I've got any proof to... Ugh.
That's why they're suspicions.
What happened to me? I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left. They think our menu doesn't taste like it used to, especially our signature items.
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the flavor seems subtly different from how it used to be.
Yeah, that's why, she's kind of haunted by these people just basically hassling her. And she's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Okay, apparently I'm doing the same exact recipe, but I'm not getting the same results. So what if I change it? But then it's, kind of even more different. Maybe better, maybe not, so there's that.
The difference was so small. I'm sure no one would notice it besides our most loyal customers and true dessert connoisseurs.
And Savannah.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why Savannah would get so hung up on it. So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night, determined to match Escoffier's version. But something's always slightly...
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear that Savannah's been in a downward spiral ever since Escoffier left.
What a downward spiral. She's 99% off of... Or, no, sorry. She's 1% or less than 1% off of the greatest chef of all time. Okay. Weird to say a downward spiral.
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. That's gotta be the reason.
Well, just basic information. Yeah, just basic, yeah.
But after countless setbacks, she's getting more and more. And at some point along the way, she switched from doubting herself to doubting Escoffier.
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
She thought the codex from Escoffier was fake.
Yeah,
I already know that.
It would explain why she was bent on getting the original at any cost. She must have thought Escoffier purposely omitted key details from her recipes when she copied them out. Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine, the only one privy to all the secrets of the trade.
It does make sense, though, when you think about it, actually. Because it's like, okay, yeah, maybe it's like a pinch of lemon juice here, in this recipe, or a pinch of salt in this recipe. And it's like, oh, that's the difference. That's it, But they're going to be like, no, that 0.1% is love or something. I feel like that's where we're going with this.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid idea.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex, only to discover that the secret recipes she's been pining
Don't
for,
exist.
Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system. It probably brought up everything at once. It overwhelmed her, and she passed out.
And now she's conscious again, conveniently, to hear this entire conversation.
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah had the real recipe all along, how come it tasted different? She might not be on the same level as Escoffier, but surely after like 50 attempts, she'd get it right one of those times.
That's kind of the whole point, that she was getting it right. It was just like some weird tiny detail thing.
You'd think so, but geniuses like Escoffier...
Shut up, you. If anything, I would think it has something to do with Escoffier's elemental skill or something. She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
New head chef, you say?
Yeah, we got it.
What's
We're
her
gonna
name?
see how she's been tormented.
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without Escoffier at the helm?
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Or it could just also be kind of a placebo effect type of thing, where everybody just heard the Escoffier is no longer the head chef, so so they're just kind of in their mind imagining that things taste differently. But in that, it's funny though. In that way, a double-blind taste test actually would have solved it, you would think. But it didn't, because they were able to tell that it was 0.1% off.
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, then you can do it. Even if you don't believe in yourself, at least believe in me. Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
You let the Lumeldine into the kitchen.
All this time, I've been blaming other people, but maybe I'm the problem.
And then she kills herself. No. She attempts to kill herself. I don't know. Guess we'll see.
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready to speak. Let's give her the day to calm down.
In that case, I'll go and update for Ma and his family.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
That was a long day. I think I've earned myself a sweet treat when I get back home.
See, like, there's just simple details with Navia that just add to her feeling like a fully fledged person. Just mentioning, oh yeah, I'm gonna go home and have a little snack. Like, you might think, oh, that's minor, like, who cares? But it's like, yeah, but now look at how many other characters have those little types of details, and it's like very few. Like, extremely few. Very weird. Like, Escoffier, how much do I know about her personal life? Literally nothing. Now, to be fair, you could say, well, her personal life is her professional life. Okay. But in that way, have we heard why she likes cooking? Have we heard what her plans for the future are? You know, it just, you go more and more in depth, and it's like, okay, this is kind of weird that we get so few of these tiny details. Meanwhile, Navia, in an unrelated story, gets these little things.
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
See, it's like, I'm gonna go and interact with the better character real quick. Oh, anyway, yeah, you go talk to Scotty or whatever. She's like, oh, I wish I was as good a character as Navia. What is it?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged
Nothing.
goose? Every year, they migrate long distances
Oh, we're getting
in
a
search
moment.
of a suitable home. There's always one goose at the front whose job is to lead the flock. Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas about leadership and genius. They usually imagine someone who's a cut above the rest, a model of perfection. But what those poets don't know is that during a migration, the lead goose is always changing. Once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock and allows another goose to take its place. So the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibilities and pressures that come with it, it's something that everyone takes turns at. But we humans completely miss that fact when we project our own ideas about social hierarchies onto them.
Uh-huh.
I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this notion that there's some sort of gulf between normal and genius.
And you're wrong.
Cooking is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, same recipe, and same environment, I see no reason why two different people shouldn't be able to create the exact same dish.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of weird. But also you use magic when you make food, but okay, whatever.
Of course, some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bolder or more conscientious. But these are all variables that can be accounted for with time and practice. I'd have no reason to expect so much from others if I believed that perfection can only come from the hands of a genius. The only reason I hold people to high standards is because, well,
Yeah, you believe they can be great, yeah.
Okay, I've made up my mind.
We're gonna get
I'm
learn
gonna
why she
end,
failed.
come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life, pointing out all the mistakes she's made along the way.
Well, technically, she should be able to just taste the cake that she made yesterday, and then just probably be able to taste the difference, right? Logically, I assume this isn't gonna be long. Let me just check, just in case.
Silly
Yeah, funnily enough, this is the next day, but oh, it doesn't count as the next day though. If I was just a little bit faster, then it would have been like 11:30, and then 5 o'clock would have been the next day or something.
Silly Bill.
Yeah, we got it. Set lolly.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Vanigem isn't for a while.
Check on Escoffier.
Check on her? Why? What happened? Oh no. Escoffier, are you alright?
Maybe she's trying to recreate
I'm fine.
what
Just need to get some more coffee.
what
in me.
Savannah did.
Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all?
Here's some more coffee.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Lutece, but either way, hurry!
Maybe I have some right now. I don't know. Maybe.
Coffee.
What the heck are these? I don't remember having these. Fossilors. No, I'm not gonna give them Fossilors, Craig. Pour La Justice, Farina Specialty, Venerations of Justice, and Pentane. Once preferred, I'm the great. Okay, you know what? These are two. Wait. I had something else. Wait a second.
Coffee.
I just noticed. No. Okay. I don't want to waste those. Maybe I'm never gonna use them, but yeah, I'd rather not. Cook. Is there any way to make coffee? Whatever, I'll just make one of these real quick. Let me just see if there's actual coffee. Blubber cream. Pretty cream. Smoothie. Where can you... Oh, it can also be something that has coffee in it. Oh, I didn't know. I guess there's stuff like that. We'll just buy something. Oh, didn't know that. Wait, where is it? Whatever, I'll buy one of these. Buy Fanta. Whatever. Cream of mushroom soup. I don't think any of these should work, but I guess we'll see.
Coffee.
No, I was wrong? Okay. Weird. Wait, where is the coffee then? Now I'm confused. They said you could just buy it there. Here? I don't think so. Looks like this isn't it. Okay. Wait, were there just coffee beans? I mean, I have one of every single ingredient here. So, that's weird. Weird. Cook. I guess. This is weird. Full moon. I know it doesn't have coffee, but okay, as long as it has the coffee beans. Wait, no, that's pepper. I don't know how many coffee beans I have, but they should be recognizable easily, I think. Desserts. I am so lost. This is stupid. Oh, wait, maybe? Okay. Finally. Weird. Weird. Maybe I just missed it before. I don't know. And why couldn't I buy what they were talking about? Weird. Okay, whatever.
Strong, bitter coffee beans. Transformed
Sure.
through expert brewing and balanced perfect.
Sure.
I
Even
feel
though it's a
much
cake.
better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it, but make sure to catch up in your sleep when you get the chance.
I think I figured out where the problem lies. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
It's the
I don't know
water.
whether to...
Wait, what investigation?
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here.
Dramatic
It's so
reveal.
stupidly small. I can't believe it's caused so much drama.
Had your own share of failed experiments.
Yes, except my fate.
Escoffier, have you seen Savannah?
No.
No, not.
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned
She's missing.
about
She
how
wants
she
to
was
kill
doing.
herself.
So, only to find an empty house with the doors wide open. I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hotel de Bord. If she's not here, then where could she be?
Boss, Escoffier.
Alphonse? You're supposed to be...
We were, but then, just after you left, we found this stuff in her house.
Oh, looks like a map with a
Yeah, she's
bunch
looking
of
for the
random
special
places.
ingredients.
Wait a second. Of course, from the Codex. They're all placed. Yeah, but I don't understand. The adventure logs in the Codex are too fragmented to be of any use. How come this map shows all the missing details?
She
The
figured it
Codex
out.
de Bord? Then, this place marked in red out at sea.
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating Escoffier that way?
Ugh,
Smart.
Idiot. Does she have a death wish? Those ruins are thousands of years old.
I should say hundreds, but okay. I don't think they're thousands of years old. I think the history of this world does go like 6,000 years into the past, but ruin-wise, I think most ruins are like under 1,000 years old.
Hold on. There's more. Besides the map,
It was you let the Lumen in through, didn't you? Responsible. What would your friend think? Retrieve the real codex by any means. What are you dawdling for? She was the one who concealed the secret recipe. Why else do you think she... Yeah, these are just like her talking to herself, maybe?
It was you. It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean that Savannah was responsible for the safety incident? And not Monica after all?
Retrieve the codex, so the cooking contest and the cheating. Someone else was behind her pulling the strings?
No, I think it's just herself. That's it.
She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
Ugh, this is all such a mess. First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to force Monica to cheat?
No. Monica's evil. Meanwhile, somewhere else deep beneath the seas.
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put 2 and 2 together as soon as I read your threat letter. The food safety incident. The demand for a cooking contest. The instruction to blackmail Monica. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan, wasn't it, Monica?
The timing on that was pretty bad. It's funny because like I was already a little suspicious about Monica from the beginning, just because it was like, why is Monica getting involved in all this? Just from the very, very beginning. Like, why is she the only one that was actually complaining and stuff? Yeah, see, now it's... Oh, oops.
Show no mercy! Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
Oh, there we go. Ice and water. I never do that. Technically I could put Sitlali in here. Yeah, sure. Let's just change her out. Let's see how this looks. Supposedly it should be good. Or just use fire every time. That solves everything. Oh, right. I forgot about this. That they give you the character. Also, let's take a look at this character. So, yeah, here's the tail. That seems more like a mechanical edition. And yeah, you can tell that... I mean, it doesn't seem like she's got cat ears. I think they'd be a little more obvious if that was true. Her outfit's kind of whatever. It's good, but it's like... I don't know, it doesn't stick out much, I feel like. Well, the thing that sticks out the most is probably her tights on her legs, but because they are like pretty intricate actually, but that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Am I supposed to be seeing something? Okay. Well, now I'm even more confused what Monica's motivation is.
This place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it?
We get it.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A public bath from the time of Remoria. So yeah, definitely the kind of place that would have served food and drinks.
Huh? Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did Aw, they ran off!
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the entrance.
Well, did Modeste mention it in his adventure logs by any chance?
Good point.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus.
We have to feed the the blubber beasts? With what? There's nothing here besides rocks, romaritime flowers, and lumitoile. See, this is why you should always bring snacks. You never know when you're gonna need them. Now we have to.
There is no time for that. Romaritime flowers and lumitoile will have to do. They may not look appetizing to us, but who knows? They could be blubber beast delicacies.
Wait, we're seriously gonna try this?
Right, of course.
Off to the freezer! Yeah!
Well, let's just do that. That's not what I meant. Screwed already. I mean, maybe Monica wants to take over the business, maybe. Possible.
Blubber beasts or not, are we sure that...
Trust me, they'll love it.
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the pool, we'll probably just scare them off again, and who...
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double back. Oh, what was it that Modeste said again?
Flow on the current, because it's just, you know, put on the thing and then it'll float over there, whatever. Yeah, we get it. I mean, you could just put it here, but okay, sure. It's crowded.
Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
Yeah, there we go. Wait, what? Oh, I gotta do it again. That's annoying. This feels like filler here, honestly.
The tracks turned back again. Oh, so annoying.
It just occurred to me, like, or Monica wants to destroy the culinary arts because she's like, I could never be as good as these people, so they should all suffer. Most random unhinged stuff ever. Like, don't worry, guys. Savannah was a good guy all along. Okay.
Hey, it's open!
Hey, give me your water.
Here.
I said your water, the one you just drank out of?
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off.
Okay.
Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden, but I also get to boss you around like my little lapdog.
Okay.
Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosives. Did you not hear me? Get going.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear, if I'd known what you were planning, I'd never have...
Oh, it's just so weird. No, I'm just like thinking like, I mean, everybody knew that it wasn't Escoffier's fault for that incident. So it's like, well, we knew it was somebody's. It'd be very easy to know, oh, who got the ingredients, and then you'd know it was these two, and that's it. So it's like, okay, well, it doesn't matter who did it because Escoffier went to jail anyway. I don't know, whatever. Escoffier is gonna be like, I knew it was one of you guys anyway, but I didn't care because it was my responsibility. So it's like, again, she already has shown that the only person who would care is Escoffier, really, at this point. After doing the jail time, it's not like they could go to jail for the same crime. I mean, they could, I guess.
Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told you. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way her reputation hung over you. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain, that she deliberately hid her secret recipes from you just to hold you back. It was the only excuse you needed to justify getting back at her.
I would like to mention that it's not even far-fetched that Escoffier would have done that. I mean, chefs are spiteful. I mean, I feel like there's no reason not to believe that they'd be spiteful. You can be like, well, Escoffier may sound mean, but she's not really mean. But it's like, yeah, but she also could sound mean, be honest, but also be like vindictive. So it's like, it's not like one or the other, really, or one thing and like there's a hidden side to her and that's it, you know?
First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor.
My ancestor? Why even say my ancestor? Okay, we get it. You're the one that... Oh, maybe she's going to address the fact that the entire hotel situation is just a grand fraud. Like, you guys are just using my family legacy for your gain. Like, it is bullshit. Now, then at the same time, they're not, though, because they're using their own recipes, and so they're only using the names and the history, but not the methods. It's really weird. Like, it's almost like the writer's like, well, I want it to make sense, but I also want the character that you're going to control not to be seen as a bad guy. That's what it feels like.
He offered Modeste his friendship only to murder him out of vanity.
You don't know that.
He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this place. You have no idea the countless hours I spent piecing it all together.
Wait, but I thought you only found this place because of the recipe book. Also, it's weird to say that they destroyed all the records. I thought the record was the recipe book. That's the journal. Like, or are we supposed to believe that there were multiple books or multiple journals maybe that were destroyed? I don't get it.
So you see, you're no better than Savelli. If you can't beat him, betray him, right?
I am no Savelli, nor will I ever be.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you finally realize that Escoffier never kept any secrets from you? You didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest. Why start?
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness. But I am done being bullied into submission by you!
Ooh, feisty. But you should watch your tone. Talking to me like that could get you in big trouble.
I somehow doubt that. Since I poisoned both our water bottles?
This story is getting dumber by the second. You know, it's funny that I'm like, why did that person think? Why did Monica think that the water was poisoned? And then it's like, I poisoned them both. It's like, okay.
What? Ever since I learned the truth, I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now this is payback!
You played me like a damn fiddle. The memes.
But you drank it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna die. I'm fine with it.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier.
Why?
You'll die here with me, Monica.
This is stupid.
You.
You're stupid. I'm evil.
What's so funny?
Oh, you're too much. I thought I'd play along for a bit just to amuse myself.
I never drank the water.
I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these bottles, just clean, fresh water.
Oh man, this went from being like, I knew that there was gonna be a twist, and I knew there was gonna be a double twist. We're just at so many twists after that though that it's like, I don't care. Am I really, like, somebody could die here, but like, probably not.
No.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, you know. Did you really think your half-baked plot would fool me?
Oh, okay.
You're a lousy chef, and you make a lousy villain too. A complete waste of space. No wonder you never amounted to anything.
Okay, now just grab a rock and beat her to death.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now, I failed again. For the last time.
So why did Monica even want Savannah here, though, in the first place? Like, okay, Savannah's gonna die now, maybe, I guess. And then Monica's like, okay, I knew you were gonna do that. It's like, honestly, Savannah's plan is perfectly fine. In reality, her plan would work, no issues. The idea that someone's like, I knew you were gonna poison me and you, and it's like, really? Why are you even near this person? You know, or whatever.
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good laugh out of me. But no, you should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me. But you had your chance.
What?
And now it's time to say goodbye.
Wait, what? Why? What's happening? What the fuck is happening?
Stop right there.
If she wasn't holding a knife, then like they'd show up and then she wouldn't be obviously hostile, I guess. I don't know.
Let her go, Monica. We got you surrounded.
Escoffier?
Wait, how do they know that that Monica's the villain? I mean, I guess just because she's holding the knife.
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
What? She's about to die from poison right now. It doesn't matter if she's around a little longer.
Stay back if you want her alive.
Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat, but if you so much as flinch, I can end Savannah's life in a heartbeat.
Monica, what are you hoping to achieve by this? You're about to commit murder, and for what? A recipe?
A recipe? You chefs are all blinded by your myopic focus on kitchen affairs.
Well,
yeah, makes sense.
Some of us actually have bigger fish to fry. Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the je ne sais quoi factor in his Gâteau de Bourg.
Are you serious? You're here because of a Gâteau de Bourg obsession?
Nah, to be fair, it would be like the most
mad.
expensive food ever. Though it's weird because like even if you found the ingredient, the whole aspect of the ingredient was that you can't get it and reproduce it in wide quantities. So even if you did find it here, you wouldn't be able to make it that much. But I don't know, maybe you could make like one piece like $100,000, I guess, if it's all for money, I guess.
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. No, the real treasure is the secret ingredient that Modeste sourced from the... He and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their hands, and they thought, ooh, this would go great in our cake mix. We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also sharpens the senses. That's no cooking ingredient. It's a groundbreaking drug. That's right, I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine.
War machine?
I could make a killing by selling it to the treasure hoarders or the Fatui.
So so it's the drug that's being popular now, and the drug was found naturally by these chefs 100 or so years ago, I guess.
Will you listen to yourself?
Shut up.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure. You'll see what a fool you've been.
I blew up these ruins. I'm so smart.
What's that sound?
Even though that's literally, like, say what you want about whatever plan's going on. Literally the worst thing you could ever do would be blowing up ruins when you're inside the ruins. Like, even, it doesn't matter how smart you think you are. Any explosion in ruins, especially underwater or underground, either way, like, you could easily cause unforeseen problems. Like, seriously.
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't collapse.
That's what I'm saying. Like what the heck? She escaped.
Uh-oh, Savannah's gone too.
Yeah, we know.
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because she knows that she's no match for you.
They're safe though.
That's true. Even if she finds the treasure, she'll need Savannah alive if she wants to get out of here in one piece.
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route.
Have we even really fought yet? Yeah, I don't think we fought. Are we just looking? Okay.
The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere.
Just wondering if... Oh, nope, doesn't work. What if we do this? Nope. Okay. I was just wondering if it would... I think I heard that, like, if you do her ultimate, then it'll pretty much make it so you can walk across water. Wait a second. Okay, now I'm getting a little confused. Okay. Okay. Wow, I literally see nothing here. This is crazy.
Return to the skies.
Oh, maybe he's in the water? Yeah, I keep forgetting. To be fair, I have not been in Fontaine in like in any serious way for like 6+ months probably. It's kind of a miracle I'm even remembering how to fight underwater, or you know, do stuff underwater. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh wow. Big deal.
They were probably awakened by the explosion just now. Alright, Knife Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping.
Let the mighty be humble.
Hear the echoes of the valley.
Just gonna get a bit of killing in. Okay. It's weird. I thought that there was some more people that were more hurt, but I guess not.
Bring it.
Nah, I don't need lore. Okay, next thing. Yeah, we got it. You don't need to tell me. I'm
Guess we
skipping
need to
through.
prepare another feast
I'm
for our
skipping through. If you want to try to explain it to me, I'm skipping. Or maybe they're not hungry. Pistols.
A dash of frosting.
No, that's weird. Okay. I don't know. I can't tell. I'm a little bit mixed. Let me think. No, I don't think this would work out. Yeah, I don't think I can figure this out. I don't think that works. Okay, yeah. I was just trying to hopefully do it without doing this again. Okay, weird. Yeah, they're just like giving me bad numbers, really, is the issue. I'm gonna have to look up the. There was this one promotional image that they showed of all of the new Genshin characters that were gonna be available in like the next 6 months. This was like 4 months ago or so, and it just occurred to me that like I think that we've actually had them all now. Oh wait. Oh, well, that's fine too, right? Deliver food. What? Oh, that's why. Because it was timed. Weird. I still thought I was pressing it, but I guess I wasn't pressing it fast enough. This is annoying. See, like, if it goes back to the original position, it's just wasting my time. Great. Okay, okay. And then we can, like, rotate again? Oh, no, not really. Okay.
It seems to really like the texture of Rome Maritime flowers.
Oh, right.
A little amuse-bouche.
Yeah, better do it again. Okay, so there we go. Good. I was like, I don't want to think about it. So it was just, oh darn. So it was just for the drug, that's it? Okay. So it was for money then. I mean, okay. Well, okay, whatever. Whatever. It's a little silly, whatever. What? What? They literally appeared out of thin air.
I see everything.
Silence!
Okay. Okay. Literally out of nowhere.
I never knew you could process Lumitwol like that.
Alright, I've got to jot this down.
It just occurred to me that the cold press is
Lumitwols
here.
are maritime flowers. This could open the door to
See,
a whole
they
new
had
world.
the cold press here for us
That's
to
literally the
use,
plan.
even though it's a
Wait,
new
hold on.
invention.
Which door are you talking about?
And this place has been closed off for hundreds of years or whatever. 100 or 200 years or whatever. That's silly. Just wondering. Yeah, Natland has nothing cool like this. Oh, what's that? We went into a volcano once? Cool. That happened one time. That's it.
That's strange. These don't look Romorian to me. More like last century Fontaine.
Oh, okay. So this was very recent. Yeah. I'll be right back. Yeah, they were left by the two chefs, obviously.
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh?
Yeah.
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They
You don't know
adventured
that.
together, but maybe one of them came back alone at a later date. Huh, you really
Trust our adventurers' instincts. We're pros at this stuff, just like you're a pro in the kitchen. Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a pro rummager from all. Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her.
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but I thought that was just me.
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed in millennia. Sadly, up above, on dry land, everything has changed. The treasure of Remoria. That's what we used to call it. Modeste was right about its potential. Our limited stock of the substance meant that the gâteau could only be produced on a small scale. But this only drove up the popularity all the more. Modeste was right about that too. He was praised as a genius, while I, as the one person who'd ever disagreed with him, was labeled a talentless fool.
Talentless fool? Okay. Maybe by comparison, I guess, maybe?
Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone just how great the gulf was between us. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. Why invite further disdain by inserting myself where I did not belong? I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, I'd be able to face him without shame. Or maybe
Makes
one day,
sense.
when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me, I'd be able to ask him with a smile on my face, how about we go on one more adventure, for old time's sake? Unfortunately, that day will never come.
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it, he came back
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then this must be the place where they
Yeah, we
found
already
this.
knew that.
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste? If it's all true, maybe Savelli really did have.
The taste of Gâteau de Bourg has changed. Modeste was convinced of this, even though everyone swore they couldn't tell. Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. He stopped all sales of the product, locked himself away in the kitchen, and worked day and night, vowing to find out where he had gone wrong. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, he found he only strayed further and further from the original taste. It was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the truth finally dawned on him. What had changed was not the gâteau, but his sense of taste.
Okay.
The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In the short term, it offers people the ultimate gourmet experience. But in the long term, it dulls their senses entirely.
Yeah, it's that drug. But how does that relate to the current day? It'd have to be something unrelated.
In hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from the constraints of their bodies care for the loss of their senses? But we realized it too late. Over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the remaining supply of the treasure of Remoria. He consumed it all himself. The finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything ever again. Finally, in despair, he took his own life.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I think in this case they are combining Modeste with Beethoven. Because like Mozart died young, but I don't think it was for any particular reason. I think. Well, or maybe no, he didn't die young. Well, not that young. I mean, young, but not crazy young, like 35 maybe. I think, but technically young. But Beethoven, like he lost his hearing, but he overcame it. So it's all a little weird. There's like some parallels clearly between the music and the comparisons between them and all that. But unless there's something more appropriate that I'm just not aware of, as far as comparisons go, between like cooks in the past in France. I don't know.
And because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort, or even to say goodbye. Yet despite everything, he sent me his final letter.
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something.
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, why all the rumors that Savelli murdered?
They're just rumors.
Neither the Codex nor any other contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of Remoria. It's almost as if someone deliberately erased it from history.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it was Savelli, but like, shouldn't he have actually just straight up put it in there and said, beware of the treasure of Remoria, it will, like, kill your sense of taste. I mean, for that reason, it's also confusing. Like, wait, what does Monica know? Because this treasure just seems completely pointless. Like, maybe she can use it for a bit, but in no time at all, people are going to find out the downsides to it.
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how even a genius could fail. And did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing the truth? Or maybe he wished for me to warn the public about the dangers of Gâteau de Bourg. But if the public
that would
ever
make more
learned how
sense.
Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would
Yeah.
be swift and merciless. 1 minute a genius, the next a joke. It would surely spell the end for his restaurant too.
Not really. Here's the other thing. If he just revealed it, then he could say, oh, Modeste's dying wish was to let everybody know that he found out this flaw in his ingredient and he couldn't believe that he had unknowingly done this, kind of somewhat poisoned, but not really poisoned, but people, and so that he couldn't live with that guilt, and so he killed himself. More or less, you could say that, technically he killed himself because of what he did to himself, but like it still could be just fine. It's like, oh, no, he's not stupid. Like what? No, he literally stopped as soon as he found out the problem. That said, maybe you shouldn't be using random ingredients in the cake. What about that idea? But that also said, this was from several hundred years ago or whatever, or 100 or 200 years ago. So, like, it makes more sense that people would be trying different ingredients and accidentally use a technically bad ingredient, I suppose.
What would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history books. I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to protect his name. It will mean tampering with his notes to remove the damning details, leaving mere fragments of our story behind.
Yeah.
It may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand in his demise. But if that's the price of destroying all evidence of my crimes, then so be it. I would rather the world believe a tale of genius and jealousy than see his reputation in tatters. The final loose end is the evidence here, at the bottom of the sea.
What do you mean, oh no?
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say Savannah should be safe for now?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure, there's no telling what she might do.
We don't know what happened to the treasure, though. He said the evidence is here, but that doesn't mean he destroyed the evidence. I mean, we don't even know what the heck this is. Is it a plant? Is it a rock? You know, we don't even know. Okay.
The treasure of Remoria.
Really?
I have found you at last.
That's weird. What the heck is this? It's just like in a pot, basically.
Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them for generations.
This is like dumber the longer it goes. It's like it went from like, ooh, cool, it's all about ingredients and chefs. Okay. But as soon as it stopped being about chefs, it's just like, what? Like, where are we going with this? Yeah, like what is her plan for this stuff? Especially since it's like, again, still limited quantities and stuff. I guess she doesn't know everything about it taking away your sense of taste, maybe?
But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place.
But then earlier she said that you don't know how much effort I put into finding this place. I guess, yeah, I don't know. Maybe she had to find out where the last journal was, maybe.
But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp.
Military might?
The treasure of Remoria is mine!
What military might? What does this have to do with military? Okay, I guess.
It's empty.
She didn't even open it.
It's empty?
I'm also confused by this because, like, literally the first thing that the any of the journals should have said was there is a very limited quantity. That's the whole point. So why was she thinking that there would be any left? I mean, logically, it's the ingredient is super limited, and then suddenly we stopped making this food, almost implying something about our limited quantity of thing running out. Like, what? But yet this person is smart enough to realize that this other person wanted to poison herself and her, so that she poisoned both canteens of water. And also she asked for the water, but then didn't drink the water, so that she'd poison herself. But then Monica's like, haha, I did not get poisoned though. Like, I don't know.
Monica? Oh,
Monica's so smart, I guess.
Escoffier? What's the deal with that jar?
Empty.
Savelli's final act. He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore and make sure it would never harm anyone again. So he came here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred that remained.
No. I'm gonna just say no to that. I mean, if that was the case, why didn't he just throw this jar on the ground or in the water, you know, whatever. But again, like, it's weird because we already heard that I'm losing track of names here. That Modeste had used up his supply of the treasure of Remuria. Now, maybe there was still some down here, but again, it was still a limited supply, so it's like, how much did they go through? I guess the idea is like, well, theoretically, there could have been like this container was like a third full or a fourth full or something, or a half full, maybe, I guess, but I don't know. It's also weird, like, why wouldn't you just take all of it back up to the surface with you? Like, oh, it's a limited supply, sure, but like, it's all in this jar. Just take the jar up there. Like, yeah, you're gonna run out of it, but like, you'll have the whole supply with you. Why would you keep the rest of the supply down here? Like, what?
This can't be happening. All the years I spent
Yeah, you're
piecing
stupid.
all that for an empty jar.
Break it. Break it.
Monica?
Oh no, it has
Don't
to
do
be off
anything
screen.
stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Explain it. Explain.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Look at this crazy smart person do a crazy smart thing, I guess.
Praise be to Lord Remus. You barbarian shall be slain.
Oh, did she die?
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else. Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out!
So did she die? like everything we're seeing implies she died, and yet I have a feeling that they're gonna be like, oh no, she didn't die. Don't worry about it. Like, wait, what?
Bow your head.
Escape the ruins. Escape.
Why is this place still shaking?
Don't say that Monica's alive. Maybe she blew stuff up with, you know, the earlier explosion.
It's all her fault. Enough chit-chat. Let's get out of here.
And we have to pick up
Okay, I'm coming.
Savannah. Wait, now what?
Oh, no, you don't. If I
How'd
can't
you
get
survive
what I
a
want, neither will
sword
any of
slash to the
you.
face? If I can't get what I want, you'll die too. How'd she survive the slash to her face? And also be like, what? Like, how can you even twist what just happened? We literally just saw them attack her, and she got attacked, and then she was on the ground. Like, what?
I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final
Yeah, I killed
moment,
a
then it was
genius
all
cook.
worth
I'm
it.
so smart. Like, okay.
You're a psycho!
Yep. Oh no, now I got stabbed. I got the stabbed.
Savannah? Oh, when did you...
I woke up when I woke
I
up.
may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Yeah, stabbed. Can we get out of here now? So what was the point of that scene? Monica already got stabbed by the fucking golem or whatever. What was the point of that? Just say she died to the golem. What, Savannah needed like a tiny little moment thing? I mean, I don't, like, what's the difference? She could have attacked, again, remember, she could have attacked Savannah after she found out that the poison didn't, you know, the poison plan didn't work. So, it's very weird.
Escoffier! Savannah!
Monica's dead, don't worry. I'm like, wait, what?
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant?
You
and
did
sit
stay
in
at the
our merry
restaurant and sit on your merry
derrieres? While the traveler and
derrieres.
Escoffier were out here.
We had to do
Yes.
something, even though that something ended up being, well, waiting for you here instead.
I don't deserve any of you. It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I
And then we
couldn't live up
hear
to her
what-
stand. Come back.
What was the thing about it? No, you just need to change your water or something.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left, it just went in one ear and out the other?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head at the time. All I could think about was the Lumiline situation. What was it you said again?
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because of you. And you're not nearly as awful a chef as you think. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
Escoffier's right.
They were here for
Sure,
Escoffier,
you nitpick
that's
our
why.
work and get us to do things over a lot. But when it comes down to it, you're the one who's always doing whatever it takes to make sure the customers get served on time.
Things were pretty rough after Escoffier left. And Savannah's the only reason we've been able to make it through.
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact is, they keep coming back. If that's not an endorsement of your work, I don't know what is.
I mean, technically, that just means they have nowhere better to go.
At the end of the day, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. All we can do is recognize where we get it wrong and do our best to improve.
Didn't she traumatize someone horrifyingly?
No, I get what you're saying, but what I did to Firmin and to Escoffier, it's unforgivable.
Why did you say that you weren't going to say sorry to Firmin then? Like, I'm not evil, but also I'm not gonna tell Firmin I'm sorry. But also, oh, what I did was unforgivable. It's like, what? Huh? What, you're just forgiven for everything you did?
Well, about that, there's someone else here to
Here's
see you,
Firmin.
Chef.
He got over
It's
it.
been a while. Chef
Firmin, I'm so sorry. I put far too much pressure.
You said you weren't going to do this earlier for no reason.
I'm too late.
The damage done. You'll never hold a knife. Look, I can hold a knife now.
I think I'm going to be just fine.
It's all fine now, guys. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. This story was almost a 10 out of 10 halfway through, but don't worry, guys. It's back down to a 5 out of 10. Trust me, guys. We can make this as mid as we possibly can. Every freaking second.
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature.
Yeah, we know.
But after the threat letter came to light, it got Firmin thinking. And then he remembered the tea that Monica used to give him every night.
Okay.
And as it turns out, she was lacing it with Lumiline the whole time.
Why? What? Also, I thought Lumiline was like hard to get.
No way! Doesn't that cause nerve damage?
It can. High doses pose a risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But if you calculate the dosage carefully, you can control the extent of its effects. A small dose might simply make a person more emotional. What?
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small. They also fixed me up with some meds and said I should recover in no time.
Wow, wow, I can't believe they made the worst story I've ever heard. Wow. Like, I already figured it was going to be kind of mid, but like, there's mid of going just like whatever all the way across. And then there's, oh, this is looking pretty good. This is good. Oh, it's really horrible, really horrible. This is actually not a good vibe for your story. This is also not a good vibe for your story. But this is better. Just a complete flatline is better than, oh, it starts at a 1, goes up to an 8 or 9, craters back down to a 1. Like, that's, wow, just never hear this story ever.
Well, that's what happens when you give someone a little bit of hope to...
There's more. We believe that Firmin was likely not Monica's only victim.
You mean she poisoned me too?
Oh, so that's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole time!
Oh my gosh, this is awful. Though they're like trying to explain that every single complaint that everybody has been having has to do with Monica poisoning everybody?
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff can only amplify what's already there. So tasty food will seem like the most delicious thing in the world. while food you don't particularly care for will become utterly revolting.
Okay.
So you better make sure you reflect on your behavior and apologize to every single person you've wronged.
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Why is it that no matter what I do, my gâteau de bois, is it just
Water.
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
Pretty sure you would have noticed that.
What?
Oh, it's off by like 10 or 30 degrees maybe?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. There was a half-degree discrepancy between the temperature setting and the actual temperature.
That literally doesn't matter at all. That literally doesn't matter at all. You'd have to be like even 10 degrees. That's why I said like 10 or 30. Because even 10 degrees is like, maybe it'd be a difference. Maybe. Like 30 for sure. But like 10 maybe. Half a degree difference? Are you freaking dumb as fuck?
All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem. Which
All the ovens?
confused me at the time, but by this point, it's pretty
Shut
obvious
up!
that Monica
Did it all. Oh my
the
fuck.
day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine so that could never happen.
What? Monica sabotaged your food, but not your oven.
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going wrong, and then you pinpoint the problem in just one night? It all comes back to one simple, undeniable truth. You're a genius.
Oh, cut it out! Stop the woe is me act for a second and just think. I came up with this recipe. You don't think that might have something to do with it? Do you know how long I spent perfecting my gâteau de bois? 3 years! 3 whole years! And you've been head chef now for what, 6 months? If that? A couple hundred failed attempts, and you're gonna throw in the kitchen towel? And declare you'll never be successful because you're not a genius? You clearly have no idea how many kitchen failures I've had under my belt, or just how long it took me to finally get my recipe to a level I was satisfied with. Genius or not, everyone makes mistakes. Modeste did, Savelli did. You're only a lousy chef if you don't face up to your mistakes. Surely you haven't forgotten all that. You were no lousy chef back when I handed you the reins.
I haven't forgotten. And I'll make sure I never do.
That's our head chef.
Haha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of the guard in the Hotel de Bord kitchen.
Aw, what a perfect ending to a crazy journey.
So you got your mojo back now?
Yeah. Thanks to you, Escoffier. In fact, no. Thanks to all of you.
Aw, friends again. So nice to see them finally settle their beef.
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
But that was mostly Monica's fault, wasn't it?
Right. And also, does it have to be right now? Savannah's only just got her mojo back, and you barely escaped from a death trap.
No excuses. This is a cooking contest between 2 top chefs, and nothing will stand in its way. So grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is happening today. Right now, this instant.
Hey, so, this whole time you were salty about losing?
The second cooking contest commences now!
They're gonna
This
be tied.
No more games, and no holding back.
She was never holding back, though. Clearly. Why is it glowing? That seems weird. Oh, okay, I don't get it. Anyway, then they're gonna reveal that it's just as good as hers.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than
I was gonna
done.
say, like, wait, what? Who?
I'll do it.
Well, we're not animating this? I bet they're gonna say,
The results are in! A landslide victory for Escoffier!
oh man. Okay, so we're at a 3 out of 10 on this story so far. The whole point of the story that Escoffier kept emphasizing was that anybody can be as good as her if they just follow the directions. So, how did she win in a landslide? Or are you just saying crap?
Quite rightly, too.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too, considering she lost.
Now, where were we? Yes. Do you have any more questions for me after
Just no
everything that's
explanations,
happened?
okay? Are you staying at the cafe?
I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all this to Savannah before I left. Although, as we saw, I don't think any of it sank in. I had 2 reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need me anymore. So I decided to step down and look for new opportunities to improve myself.
Improve how?
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Liyue. And in her, I saw so many new possibilities.
You did not have to show this. There's literally only one chef that we know of in the entire game. And I don't know if I'd even call her a chef, but sure, she's the closest you get to it.
She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime mucus, lizard tails. With her, nothing's off the table. There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored, hiding away in ingredients we overlook. Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I used them in the cooking contest just now. Did you taste the difference?
What? Paimon didn't notice at all!
Nope.
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs and figuring out the exact constellation of elements that gave their work its signature taste. And the other half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen. You've got to go out and explore the endless possibilities out there.
Uh-oh. Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
Don't worry, it's not gonna be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. Before I put anything into my food, I'll obviously do my research, make sure it doesn't contain any harmful substances. In the meantime, take this. It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Boer revised version. I tweaked it to suit your needs as busy adventurers. Hope you enjoy, and remember, feedback is always welcome.
All right. So, do you ever see yourself returning to Hotel de Boer?
Oh, of course. I've already promised Vanish M that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure the quality of the food remains at an acceptable level.
You know, Paimon's still a little disappointed that we never got to see the treasure of Remoria. Surely Monica wouldn't have gotten
It
drawn
was just a
in
liquid.
so deeply if it wasn't for all the mystery surrounding the original Gâteau de Boer. She practically dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary. Then went to all that trouble to infiltrate the Hotel de Boer. And in the end...
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, I think I may have figured out the truth. The so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitoids.
We already know this. It's so obvious.
So then, why all the hype back in the early days of Gâteau de Boer?
Because of what? But we already knew why. What are you talking about? What? This was something I figured out like an hour ago, I think. What?
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back
Yeah,
then.
different
So
ingredients, like I
desserts were
said
very
before.
much in their infancy. In a world of bland food, it's no wonder that the first thing to really excite people's taste buds took the world by storm.
Or also, maybe there was a lot of other good stuff, and then you also put a drug in it that made it taste really good too. On top of that,
And as for the lumaline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. But these days, it's just another drug from the Fontaine Research Institute.
yeah, but they don't explain how they figured out how to make it. Just saying it's just another drug is like, okay, technically.
Even if Savelli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would be worth that much these days.
Well, I mean, it could be worth a lot, actually. I mean, clearly people want the Lumenthal, or whatever the Lumaline. You know, it's an illegal drug, you know. I'm pretty sure people will pay good money for it.
So after all that, there was nothing. It feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica. She sacrificed it all.
Yeah, she knows. Yeah, she realized. Yeah, poor Monica.
Hey!
And then they're gonna be like, "Don't worry, Monica survived too, for no reason, for literally no reason."
Huh? Navia?
Yeah, we haven't
Just
seen
got
Navi in
back
a
from
while.
that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. They ran a spec. Did you see anything like this down there? Freshly unearthed from the ruins of Remoria. A magnificent jar thought to be over 1,000 years old. Experts say it has immense artistic and historical value.
Wait, isn't that the jar they used to hold the treasure?
If only it was still in one piece. Some butterfingers must have dropped it or something. It's such a shame.
So wait, they didn't even reveal that Monica is dead or alive? Oh, this jar! What about the corpse next to the jar? This jar, though! Like, what? Also, Savannah drank poison. They never addressed that again. Like, what? What the heck? What? What the heck is happening right now? Like, what? This is so weird. Okay. Oh yeah, apparently we haven't been getting more of these, which is weird. Normally we get like 1 or 2 of these every update. I think we haven't gotten these since like 5.2 or 5.3 maybe, unless it was actually from last year and it was in the 4.8 4.7 time. I don't know. Part of the problem is that these are all 4 stars. Maybe if I go back and compare 4 stars, this is actually all the 4 stars. I mean, we are missing some, but then again, some of them would, like, you know, some of them were in here, you know. Eon-san was technically in here, and I forget his name. who's with always with her, and well, we didn't technically get one for what's his name? Is he on right up? No. The new guy who had the bird, who was in the last stream that I did. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, so yeah, a lot of questions left unanswered. It's like they were trying to make the plot so complex, they literally lost track of its complexity. Because they were like, oh, no, people might be seen as good or bad guys. We better just tie everything up in a bow. And then they did that. And then also we have to tell you that the Lumental drug is what was the secret ingredient, which is like, what? We already knew that. Like, what? Like, I thought that was like the whole reveal when they were in the ruins. Like, oh, it's a drug. And like, that was like the whole point that Monica was like, oh, the drug was such a huge deal. And it's like, what? Like, she even like described the drug perfectly as a Lumental. So like, it's hard to tell whether she herself realized that it was Lumental. You would think it was, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Weird. But the other weird thing is that they didn't quite reveal whether she was in it for whether Monica was in it for the money. It sounds like she was in it for the money, but then at the same time, the way they talk about what happened, like what she was trying to do, like it sounds like she was in it for the money, but maybe maybe it's the amount of money that's the big difference. Like, because I was talking about like, oh yeah, you could just use that ingredient to sell like a super freaking a dessert. She was ridiculing it for like, I can't believe you used this for a dessert, but it's like, okay, they should have been using it for what? Like a drug, like a pain-killing drug or something, maybe. I don't know. Like you can still charge like $1 million mora for the cake, so I don't really know what the point of this is. Like, if it's literally the most delicious thing ever created by man, you could literally charge 1 million gil if it's about money. But then she was like talking about like military applications in Remuria. It's like they use this in the military in Remuria, and it's like, how did they do that? Like, what? Anyway, not kind of, very garbage story. The first half was fine, I guess. Maybe. I mean, it kind of got tainted by all the crap by the end. By the way, I've technically finished the story for this. It was fine. I think, maybe I did do that on stream actually. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm at 88% over here and on the volcano, and 83 down here. We'll see if I finish up with that later. But next update is going to be Skirk. So we'll see how that turns out. I don't know. I mean, it's weird because like we already had a what did they call it? The story section. Interlude, that's the word. So we already had an interlude. Like, they sometimes do 2 interludes, but like at this point, Skirk showing up and just being an interlude just feels weird. Like, okay, I guess it could make sense, but like, what, she's just gonna kind of walk into the scene and be like, oh, I heard you guys wanted to know more lore stuff. You should go check out this other country that's not not the ice country. I forget. Nord Cry or something. I don't remember. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, and summer event's gonna be in July, which Well, I mean, it could be in the next update. They could have Skirk in the next update. Seems unlikely. No. That shouldn't be the case. Let me see. How many weeks is left here? We have 14-ish days left. 17 technically. And it's actually May 31st today. So... Okay, so basically June 17th. And then another... Well, no, wait. No, that's true, yeah. Summer update is in the next update. Yeah. I was going to say it'd be in the one after the next, but like, no, the next one is going to be 3 weeks, 6 weeks in total. So that's going to be the rest of June, the second half of June, and all of July. So that's got to be the summer event, because the one after that is going to be the new region. Wait. No, maybe it's not the new region, though. I always get mixed up because last year they actually had the new region at like the end of August, which seemed really late. So maybe they will fix it this year and have the new region come out at the beginning of August. The timing is a little off because of how they have changed stuff. But I'm gonna say next one's summer, one after that's main story, I think. So next raid up is Skirk in the summer. Interesting. Guess we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see how the summer event works out. It's always an interesting way to stream. I try to do it all in one day, but it's always very long. And last year's honestly was one of the worst summer events in my opinion. Not horrible, just like underwhelming. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. But thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
Tired of playing the game. Ain't it a crying shame? I'm so tired. She's tired. Been tired of love. Give her a beat. She's had a bit of love. She's not a snake from below the... Let's face it. Everything below the waist is kaput.